There is a depth of her experience of wholeness by which the divine feminine may now receive the masculine. So as we come fully into our wholeness, we can release those who, whether you're male or female or non-binary, as you come more and more fully into your wholeness, you may release those who have caused you harm. This release is different than any sort of forgiveness, because you're not even bound to them enough to need to forgive or not forgive. It's a release. It's a release. And in this release that is your being fully in your wholeness and your bright creativity, it is in this release that we come into the wholeness that is the alignment of all in unity consciousness, that is this joyous dream come true, heaven on earth kind of feeling that's almost overwhelming, as we are all born into this world in innocence. Okay, we release those who have harmed us. And in that release, and of that release, is a simultaneously occurring release of them from the travesty and error of their harmful actions. You know, some extremely harmful, some systemic over centuries and eons. They can move away, and we can move away from that experience, that story, and slowly, cleverly, and cheerfully move into these new times. Okay? These are new times that we're coming into. These are just times. So, yeah, so you, and it's the receptive. When I say the divine feminine, it's really the tenderest, most receptive part of each. And it shouldn't be gendered. It should not be gendered. The main download I got that I wanted to share today, that I felt was important to share today, is that you may release those souls whose actions have damaged you, caused you damage. And in that release, it's simultaneous with the release as you're coming fully into your wholeness, which is always the truth. You're no longer tied to them, and that allows them to no longer be tied to these actions. Not that there aren't things that need to be dealt with, like I think of South Africa having their truth and reconciliation hearings. That kind of thing is the serious work of humanity at this time, and perhaps in all past times. But as we are moving in this quantum motion toward this revelation of each soul existing joyously in its true shape, and the discovery of its life and its deep loves, and following your heart, which is the most practical instrument in the body and is made and flows starlight through it, pulses with starlight, which is source love. In these sometimes deep unknown parts of yourself. Perhaps you, for good reason, have been frightened to receive the male because the distorted masculine energy has caused terror and grief and harm for centuries. But as they are coming into their healing, as everyone is coming into the healing, I may be trying to get too deep, but it came very clearly to me that we may release not only, as I said the other day, those who have helped us from the other side, some of those who've helped us from the other side, to release them to go on and rest in peace or have their own next adventure, having done enough work to herald us and shepherd us toward living our birthright of joy, following our heart. As your counterpart, maybe being helped by those who've passed over who love you and know you particularly, and you may be being helped by those who love them and know them particularly, but helping. There's so much help, and some of that can be released. Some of that we still need to help us, but some of that can be released as we come so intensely into our own wholeness. Yeah, I think maybe I don't know. The heart's longing between these two figures. Not even longing, the heart's knowing that they need to be near each other. That's the most important part of this picture. This big scary monster, these chains are an old story that we now release.